Oh, wow. All right, so that ends that listening session. So what's today's video about? What am I trying to do today? I am about to embark on doing something that no one has ever attempted to do with these speakers right here. These are the TAD CR1 TXs, okay? You've seen some short videos of the speaker. As of yesterday, I am using the Solution 701 stereo power amplifier, which is for sale. If you have any interest in owning one of the best stereo power amplifiers, check out my website, jaysaudiolab.com, for a lot of high-end gear for sale. I always have something listed. I just got done listing some cool loudspeakers and also some footers from Magico and Pods, to be specific. So what I'm trying to do here is we're going to do this. Excuse the mess, but I call it a lab for a reason. We are going to do this. I am going to lay those loudspeakers on their side and connect and actually screw these Critical Mass LS.8 footers under the speakers. We're going to put 3 of these under the stand that you see right there. So no one has ever done that. No one has ever attempted to place this under the stand and see what kind of results we get by doing so. If you have any interest in buying these, again, check out my website. I have a lot of these for sale. I have the 1.0s as well as the 1.5s, the larger ones for heavier speakers. You can use these anywhere. You can use these under your DAC, preamplifier, even home theater processor if you want to. I've actually done that myself, and believe it or not, it makes a difference even in a home theater environment. Anything, amplifiers, you name it, you should try these things under your electronics. Now, I'm going to give you some quick feedback as far as what I heard when I switched over from the Apex monoblocks to the Solution 701. One of the things that I heard was the bass went backwards. Yep, the bass went backwards. It thinned out. How is that possible? Well, let me show you why that is possible. So follow me here, guys. First of all, let me turn this off. Let's do things right. All right, we're turning down the 701 stereo. So let me show you. I'm going to swing the speaker around. Okay. It has to do with the fact that I am using the speaker cables that I have here, okay? I'm using them on the high frequency mid-range binding posts, but I'm forced to use the crappy, thin, spaghetti thin jumpers that TAD decided to include on a $92,000 speaker, which I think is an insult if you ask me, because you shouldn't be including that type of jumper on a speaker like this. And yes, TAD, if you're watching me, it makes a difference. These speakers that you built sound too thin when you're using the jumpers. You may want to talk to someone in Japan, maybe a brand that builds better jumpers than the crap that you're including with these speakers, okay? You can do better than that. Come on now. It doesn't cost that much money to include better jumpers or sell aftermarket jumpers if you want to, okay? But anyway, when I was using the Apex monoblocks, I was using 2 pairs of speaker cables, and I was essentially going straight into each binding post, eliminating the need for this thin jumper right here. So I was feeding the lows and the highs and mids with 2 separate speaker cables coming from each Apex monoblock. So of course, the bass was very muscular, robust. There was a lot of body thrust. The room was pressurized. Not the case, unfortunately, when you're using these jumpers. So it was a slap in the face, to say the least. However, yes, of course, I can always get some by-wire speaker cables and then eliminate the need for these jumpers. The problem is I don't have any by-wire speaker cables at this time. And the thing is, too, though, I could use 2 separate sets of speaker cables. The problem is they don't reach where the speakers are. So I have a little bit of a limitation, let's put it that way, okay? So I had to do what I had to do to make it work. But at a high level, I felt that the 701 definitely sounded really fast with the TADs, extremely clear, tremendous stereo imaging, by the way, incredible stereo imaging. The speakers sounded closer to the clarity of what these Martins do naturally. That just tells me that this speaker is a very, very neutral speaker. I've said it before, actually, on the last video. I said very clearly, if you like to drink milk with coffee, this is not your speaker. This is not your speaker. It's not a color speaker by any stretch of the imagination. It's a very, very real, organic sounding speaker, but unfortunately your laziness and lack of work with the rest of your system will be severely compromised and exposed by this speaker. I do not recommend that you get these speakers if you are lazy, if you want a plug and play product, if you want to essentially buy a car that can go 9 seconds in the quarter of a mile with the least amount of work. That's called a Tesla Plaid, in case you do not know, a 1,000 horsepower car. Yes, then that would be your car to run 9 seconds in the quarter of a mile. But if you want to have a little more involvement to make a car run faster, like a Dodge Challenger, for example, or Charger, you need better tires, you need a prep surface, you need a good launch, you gotta have a good driver. You see, there's a lot more involved to run that same quarter of a mile in 9 seconds. That's the speaker for you. This speaker, if you wanna get involved with your system, if you really wanna hear the deficiencies of your system, this speaker is for you. And I love that about the speaker. I want the speaker to call me out on my BS. I actually enjoy that because I know when I'm being lazy somewhere in the rest of the system, whether it's outlets, power cords, whatever it is going to call me out. But anyway, now that you know a high level overview as far as what the speaker is doing with solution, I am going to lay it flat on its side and replace the footers. Again, no one has ever done this. And my intent here is to see what the speaker is going to do. Now, keep in mind, these things take some time to settle. This is not going to be a product that will be out of the gate just blowing you away. It goes through ups and downs. Some say it takes approximately 2 weeks to fully settle. We're about to see, and I have the perfect instrument right here to tell me what these things can do. Some say, by the way, that if you try the larger 1.0 footers, it changes the tonality. Basically, it sounds different when you're using the larger footers than when you're using the little ones. And we do not know at this point what that difference is, because I have no idea what these do. So follow me, let's get this going. All right, so we're gonna unplug the speakers to prepare them. Please don't do this. Don't try this at home. I urge you to not try this at home. I have a very soft carpet on the floor, so I'm okay with doing what I'm about to do, but try not to do this at home, okay? Wow, beautiful thing to use gloves when doing this. So now, let's see on the bottom what we get. See this right here? You can also lift the speaker. You see this? When you unscrew it, what you're doing here is essentially elevating the tweeter, the height of the speaker. So we're going to start with the setting all the way to the bottom. Well, it looks like we have bad news here. Check this out. This won't fit. This thread, it's not going to fit here. See this? So we are going to do something that you can do. It's called improvising. So I'm going to show you what you can do as well. We're still going to remove them. We're still going to remove them. And you can do this as well. Just make sure you have no dogs or kids around, right? I expect you to be smart. We're literally going to place the speakers right on top like that. Okay? That's what we're going to do. So, and as you can see, they are on underneath the stand. I didn't have to thread them. You don't really have to do that. Okay, so the speaker stands are on top of the LS.8 footers. Same thing will happen now on the second speaker, and I'll connect the loudspeakers and maybe give you a quick listening impression. Okay, so both speakers are finally on top of the footers, the 0.8 footers from Critical Mass, the LS.8s. And the intent here is to see if the top end opens up, if there's more air, if there's more depth, more clarity with the speakers. We shall see. Let me sit down real quick. I'm going to play a quick song for myself. We are using at the moment, we're going to use the Cascade, by the way. That's the DAC that I'm using at this time. So I also have, as you know, the Wadax player, and that Wadax player is fantastic, I gotta say. It's really a fantastic player. All right, it's a song really quick. Let me get comfortable. Getting a little comfortable here with the song that you know.
We all got to die. For some people.
The Cascade is playing right now, by the way.
Some people got to suffer.
Oh, wow, there's less noise.
There's about a man.
Way less noise, way less. Just let me. Here we go.
But this man's gonna be crucified.
All right, let's see how the bass is. Oh, wow. Oh, my Lord.
Woke up this morning from deep, a deep sleep. I found out.
This is a significant improvement over what the TADs do on their own. It is, wow, it's crazy. Now, I understand the tweeter is higher than it was on spikes, so I gotta keep that in the back of my head, but I'm gonna tell you there is a lot more depth right now, and the noise noise floor has dramatically lowered. So I'm gonna keep listening here, guys. Stay tuned for more, and do not forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon, and be on the lookout for those short videos of this TAD speaker. These footers are going to need some time, as I said, anywhere from 10 to 14 days to fully settle in. Peace.